Hey guys, I'm back with part 2 of the Toys R Us exclusives Iron Man Armor Evolutions 3-pack, in which I'll be reviewing the Mark II armor Iron Man. This is the armor that Tony Stark built as soon as he got home from being captured by terrorists, whatever. He wanted to, kind of upgrade his suit with his new technology he invented, just build a nice, sleeker, cooler suit that was more powerful. So this is the result. It had some freezing problems, so he rebuilt it out of a different material. That's what turned out with the Mark III. So here we go. Here's the figure. It's just a simple repaint of the Mark III Iron Man, same exact sculpt and everything. The paintwork on it isn't exactly true to the movie. In the movie, it was all one color. It was a solid, silvery color, whereas this figure has some gray here, it's mainly gray, and then it has this silver detailing on top of it. So it's not totally accurate to the movie. I'm not complaining too much, but I know there's some fans that really bothers. They actually re-released this prototype Iron Man. It's actually the Mark III with snap-on armor. They re-released this painted silver as the Tony Stark Mark II Iron Man. So that had the correct coloring. So if you're a collector who wants an accurate Mark II Iron Man, then you might want to check that out. It was released in the concept series from the first movie. Anyways, back to this figure. For articulation, he has a ball joint at the head. As you probably saw, it popped off right there because I bent it back too far. But he's got a good range in there. He's got a ball joint at the shoulder, and if you raise it up too much, it'll cause the shoulder pad to pop off. But I think that's actually good because, the only alternative would be to have the shoulder pads glued on, which it would be like the Dark Knight Movie Master, where it would be permanently hindered. At least if you want, you can take off the shoulder pads and get, a better range there. I think it's better than having them glued on. And if you really want, you could just glue them on yourself. So everybody wins. Anyways, he has a rotation at the bicep right there, double jointed elbow, rotation at the wrist, and it moves forward and backward at the wrist. But you can't do the repulsor blast because of this stupid hand pad. I think that maybe if they would have made them, a little bit smaller and glued them on there, they wouldn't hinder that articulation as much. So I don't know why they didn't think of that. But, there's nothing we can do now. He has rotation at the chest area, and he can move forward and backward there. He has this stupid Hasbro hip joints where if you want his leg to go forward, you have to rotate it and then twist it, which I'm not a big fan of those. I'd rather have just, a regular joint there. But whatever. And then he rotates at the thigh. He has the double jointed knee articulation, and he swivels at the foot and turns side to side at the foot. One of the knee joints on this figure is pretty loose, so that kind of sucks. But there's no way of telling in the package, so it's just kind of luck of the draw sort of thing. One more thing is he has little yellow bits painted on right in here, and there's a circle around there, and there's a little tiny, actually there's 4 little tiny yellow triangles on his knees. I don't remember those specifically being in the movie, but they could have been. I don't know. They make it look more like a prototype sort of thing, so I like them. I think this is a pretty cool figure. Definitely not as cool as the Mark III, obviously, because it's the main suit of the whole movie, and this is just a repaint of it. in, you know, less cool colors. But you know, it's a good figure. I would say you want to get it if you want to complete the Iron Man collection. Like, you want to get Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3, and then Mark 4, 5, and 6 whenever they come out. But otherwise, I think you could just pass on it. And like I said, you can get the repaint. It's like, I think it's called the Tony Stark Mark 2 Iron Man, something like that. You can get that if you want, you know, the more accurate coloring. So, there's nothing else I can really say. Oh, actually, there is one thing I want to point out is when this figure was originally released on the card, in the single pack, he had two snap-on wrist gun cannon sort of things that fired a blue projectile similar to this, except it was blue and it wasn't as long. But he had two of those, so if you really want those things, then you're gonna have to buy these three figures separately. But unfortunately, in the 3-pack, they decided to omit those accessories. But I don't really care. Like I said in my first video, I get these guys for display. I'm definitely not going to display him with two ridiculously large cannons mounted on his wrists. But yeah. So, there he is. Nice detailing on the back. Oh, another thing is, I saw a bunch of photos online. They were like the official photos released by Hasbro, and they showed him displayed with one of his shoulder pads on his head, just like that. I don't know what that's about, but if anyone knows, please leave a comment, because I'm really curious about that. I just think it's really weird that, like, he was literally wearing one shoulder pad, and the other one was on his head, not on his shoulder. I don't know why. It just was the weirdest thing. I don't know if they intended it to be like an eye shield or something. I don't know. It just looked ridiculous. And those were the official product photos from Hasbro. So, I don't know. But I'm going to wrap up this review right here. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you thought. Rate this video, preferably 5 stars. And subscribe to this channel for more awesome reviews. And check out my other video for Mark 3 Iron Man coming up next. If you want, you can go back and check out my Mark 1 Iron Man. I also have reviews up of Ironmonger with the opening cockpit. And I also have a review of this Proto Suit Iron Man. So if you're interested, go check out any of those videos or all of them, just whatever you want. That's all. I'm going to end this video now. Goodbye. Whatever.